I'm here. I'm alive. That was hard. That was really hard. Oh, I hope everyone's going good. Hello, Jobeth. How are you? Hello, Tusha. Hello, Asubin. Hello, how are you? 13 says, and me going to marry each other in the future. Well, this person's wants to care for you and look after you, but there is that bit that they don't tend to work on their future. They don't try to do anything about where they're going. So it's like the kind of like inner space that they're indecisive about everything. 13. Desha says hi. Anything good coming my way soon? Give me a second. I just forgot that I have not put up YouTube chat. So you guys can't see each other. So give me a second. There you go. Now you guys can see each other. Okay, so anything for Desha. So Page of Cups, you're actually out of your space that you're going to be. You've got out of where you were with your self-reflection, and King of Wands in reverse means that someone's going to be really putting all their attention or time into you overall. This is a masculine card, so if you were looking for a partner or you have a partner, they're going to spend more time investing into you. Jem says, hi there, lovely. Will Dean message you later today? Yeah, it is. It might be a little bit too much overall. It seems like there's a lot going on with the text, but yeah, definitely for sure. Jobeth says, how does Trigger see me as a partner compared to his exes? Sometimes Jobeth, you might not listen, or there's like a lot of you talking and him not being able to talk. That's what I'd say, Jobeth. And also, he tends to try to stay out of the way of trouble, so he tends to be in his own mind or in own space a lot, just to try to negate that. But overall, that's what he would probably. It's hard because a lot of times when people are thinking something, doesn't mean that you've got to always take it so to heart. It just means that you might need to listen more. Hi, Sugar Boys. It's not sugar, it's not smooth. Hello, Freya. Easy Bitsum says, how are you? I'm good. Will I get my visa to France? Okay, so honestly, you should get up and actively get on this, but I don't think that you won't get it. The visa to France seems like you're not needing to worry about that at all. So just keep on physically working towards it. Hello, all about Maine. General for a week, please. Thank you. You're very welcome, Javeth. Okay, King of Swords, and there was an argument in the past. It's weirdly enough, it feels like this will be this week as well. So it's kind of an interesting thing. It's a continuation of last week for you. But that means that you've actually got someone that's slightly angrier about everything this week. So a masculine energy that's still angry from last week. There wasn't a resolution to that. So it's hard because I wouldn't say that there's anything major coming up in this week other than this, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so Yelk says any good love potential coming in for me 2 months. Yelk, there's someone that wants to care for you and look after you, but you have to express your feelings more. Learn how to express them more so that person knows that they're wanted or needed. Okay, so Mr. Subin says general reading. Okay, this is interesting because with the full card, it means that life is kind of going to be a little bit more easier for you for a while now. So it's not going to be as hard, and you should take this as like a kind of like the universe saying you could take this break from things. It means that you still have to probably care of some obligations, but not much. The other thing that I would say to you is maybe do realize that your mood affects the things around you, and that if you're in your natural go happy, go lucky phase now, that you can bounce off other people and get a lot more of what you want, Mr. Subin. I didn't. I didn't. I just said that it was you should go back in time. I just did yours. That was the one that had King of Swords in it. Dee Dee, hello. Who's in next to in my family to have a baby? It seems like there's one person here. Queen of Swords upright. So I could probably describe this person, Dee, but it seems like you don't have as much connection with them. So it seems like this might be a cousin more than a close really. That's okay. A close relative. So this is one of your female cousins, I think. So she's a very intelligent person. She can get slightly more angry, but she's a very intellectual person. Can be quite charismatic when she wants to. Mahini says, uh, "Hi, dear. HA's current next actions towards me next month. Thanks you. I don't know whether this person's going to have general next actions towards you. They'll probably go through this month being quite blasé about things, not so direct overall, because they'll just be very happy. Mahini. They might tease you a lot more this month, mostly because they're in a good mood. So I definitely say that they will be very happy overall. Okay, so Priya says, what are AJ's current feelings? Well, firstly, he's thinking a lot about you. So, Queen of Wands upright. So, you're actually spending quite a lot of time with friends and overly balancing out your energy, which is great. So you're very passionate. He could see that. But also he's kind of got out of a mental struggle with you. This could be just that he was worried about you for a while, and so therefore now you're back talking to friends or interacting with the day to day. He's not so worried about you. Shri says, how are you? Why is this coming out again? Why are you coming out again? I don't understand. General reading for Shri. Okay, so we've got King of Swords again. We also have the Full card. So that's interesting. These two come back out again. So I would definitely say that, Shri, if you're feminine, this is a masculine coming in for you. This could be someone already in your life. There's also a period of very much like the fool lives in the moment. So you get to experience life, experience the moment, and realize there's lots of little good things coming in for you. Probably not big things, but small things, you know. So do realize and appreciate the small things that are coming in for you. You're very welcome, Priya. Tusha says this year for me. There's a argument and a fight with someone that you're very close to. This could be a love relationship that you've kind of dealt with in the past. This is also that your plate is not full. You know, that you're feeling very unsatisfied in life whatsoever. And I think this is why the star is here. The star is to plant and grow seeds, Tusha. So if you are feeling frustrated about life in general, you need to plant seeds to grow them and be patient, because sometimes we can be very wrapped up in what's not going well in our lives and realize that if we actually put in the patience, if we put in the time, it will grow more. You're very welcome, Shri. Angela says, does M like me romantically, or why does he keep on staring at me? Interesting. I wouldn't say that he's not attracted to you. There is kind of like that bit that he's got to get up and actually talk to you, Angelina, or actually make an intent. Why does he keep on staring at you? There's a weird part of you, Angelina. And I don't want to say weird. That's not the right word. So you kind of got this kind of wise, compassionate look. You might seem very wise for your age, or naturally feel like you naturally glow to other people, possibly, you know, where that kind of aura comes out of you, where there's this wise part of you that people do get see, and that's why he keeps on staring at you. But there seems to be that kind of attraction too, that as well. Moon Lover says, do I have a future with him? The star in upright means that you should grow in. It also seems, Moon Lover, that you are in a space in time that you're actually on this journey. Now, if this person's in this journey already, that you're actually going to take this person into the future. So a lot of times, people don't realize that you are going somewhere, and if this person's part of your life, then yes, they come with you. But yeah, you need to grow this connection with this person. Nania says, today I completed my master's. Congratulations. My question is when I will get a job. Okay, so there's a little bit here, Nania. So you're actually get scared of people, and you're scared of like going out and seeking adventure. So it's like the cards are like you want a job, but you really don't look like you want it. The magician in upright means that you should possibly imagine which companies you want to apply to, because that imagining will get you out of this shell over here and get you to the thing. I'm going very good. You're very welcome, Moon Lover. All About Maine says, will I get my money refunded after I take this car back to the dealership? Yes, you'll get your money refunded. You don't need to worry about that, but you have to be very specific about the whatever damage or something like that. Make sure to detail as much down because the cards are like saying to be very specific. Overall, yes, you'll get your refund and you shouldn't worry about that, but you should also make sure that they know everything. If that makes sense to you. Mr. Subin, did I do your... Yeah, already did your general reading. I was like sitting there going, I'm sure I've done that already. If you've just come in, it might be about 20 minutes. Go and grab yourself a cup of tea. You should know where you are on the thing because I'll scroll down for you. Should I stay with Cancer or go back to Leo? Is Cancer's feelings for me? How is Leo feeling towards me? This is interesting because you have a very, very strong connection with Cancer. Overall, this love is in reverse means that you possibly have a very deep love that's almost like you guys have known each other forever, you know, like that kind of existing very deep love. Leo in reverse. There's a lot of like either I would feel like self-sabotage or negative self-talk when it comes to you. So it could be that this person's going to lash out towards you overall, just because they're feeling quite hurt. That's what I would feel from them is this kind of feeling of getting, yeah, getting hurt. I I I would say that's how I would feel from Leo. We've got a lot of full cards today. Do I have a future with Hassan? Pretty, you should see where you're going with this. I would definitely say that you have a future. Like, there, weirdly enough, there might not be a complete future with this person, but the cards are saying that you should enjoy this relationship. You like this one brings you happiness, and excitement, and you shouldn't worry so much about this connection. So it might be that the cards are sitting there going, "There's such a good future here that you shouldn't doubt this," because sometimes the cards won't tell me if they already know, you know, so therefore they'll be like, don't worry about it, you know, enjoy this connection with this person because it's so good, and don't worry about a thing, you know. You're very welcome, Pumpkins and Enemies World. Jade says, hi Cass, what is Aries? Any thoughts about me? Well, firstly, they're imagining a lot. So this is great, guys. If you get this in a love connection, this means that this person's imagining quite a lot about a life together. This is good because that means that this person's really thinking about being together with you. Page of Pentacles in upright, though, this person doesn't know how to express emotions quite readily. They might need to learn how to do that. But overall, I feel like they're really imagining how they want to be with you. They just don't know how to say it or express that for you, Jade. Hello, Matched Energy. Put down your question. It might take me a while, so go and grab yourself a cup of tea. Richie says Adasha's next actions for us, any channel messages and angel guidance. Richie, this is hard because I feel like you're pushing quite a lot for this connection, and you might have to take your foot off this throttle, because there seems to be no options here, but you're also like overdoing the flirtation. So it might be time to just let things naturally play out, Ruchi, instead of probably um waiting for the like pushing this. Just let this work out naturally on its own. So you wanted two questions. So I'll just quickly build you one for angel guidance. So your heart is healing, Ruchi. So there's like some kind of hurt. That could make sense with the cards that I've just pulled. Is when we're hurt or healing our heart from something. This could be something that a lover has done in the past, or it can be even more deep seated, like family. And it depends on how badly they hurt you, is how much pain you have to go through the healing for. Preeti says, first a reading for the first week of June. Preeti, can you after this you actually take an hour, and then I can actually do any of your more of your questions. So this is interesting. First week of June. So there is, interestingly enough, a call for you to work on your financials. So it's learning about balancing your finances, um, and learning a little bit more financial knowledge, because there seems to be this bit where your financials don't work out because you don't have enough knowledge of them. The magician in upright means that you get a lot more ideas coming in as well. So it might be actually time to kind of work on budgeting, saving, so you can create these new ideas that are coming in for you. Hello, Sampler. Hello, will I have a new job offer in summer? No. So the cards are either saying that at the moment is very cold and very still, Miguel, and it seems like it's more in winter. You get your actual job. So it's interesting enough. Also, you're possibly lacking the creativity for some of the job applications that are needed. So if you step up into your creative mindset, you could actually get a job closer to where when you are applying for jobs, because some of them need the creative edge for you to get them, compared to if you just keep on applying, then it's probably about winter that you'll get them. Hello, Jessica. You're very welcome, Yug. Lawrence says, "Hi, does C want to date me seriously?" Yeah, it's kind of interestingly enough. This person's very emotionally dependent on you, Lauren. So even if they sit there and go, I don't really want to date you, they're still emotionally dependent all over. It's like on you. It would very much hurt if you walk away. They've also gone from being very specific about like everything to seeing a bigger picture with you. So it might have been that at this pass, they were very much like, oh, I don't want a person that does this or that or the other. But as they're starting to get emotionally dependent on you, this is going to have a bigger consequence because they tend to fall in a relationship easily because they can't be by themselves. I feel like that's the case. Um, if you do have cups in reverse, they can be quite hard. They want that person to kind of deal with the kind of emotions that they're dealing with without them kind of stepping up and dealing with their own emotions. So sometimes it's hard. Sanch says, hi, does San feel after my new profile pic? Thanks. He really wanted to reply, but he was struggling not to do that, Sanch. There's also this bit where, yeah, I think he was quite busy when he looked at this, but yeah, he wanted to kind of reply or get in contact with you, and he's struggling not to do that. I'm very good, Enchantress. Madonna says, hi dear, please love reading. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be a lot of people coming in for you right now. There's not active um sharing of emotions, so there doesn't seem to be anybody coming in for you yet, Madonna. So the cards are telling me that you need to work on yourself. You need to water yourself first. So don't worry about anybody else. Just focus on yourself, growing into your beauty, into your love, you know. Okay. Sorry says, does my ex miss me? There is a weakness to you. Um, that there is an expending of emotions as well, and also entrapment. So this person does feel like they can't get any people. Like they've tried and they're very desperate, trying to date someone. Sorry. And the problem is that they're still weak and they just haven't kind of realized that they need to be more intentional with the way that they want to date. They're just trying to get anybody, you know. And so this is hard because it is about you, but it's also about themselves as well. 13, after this question, can you wait another hour for me so people can because it's hard with free readings. Everyone wants like the rest of the they want everything, right? What my friends is going to think of my family in the ceremony. They're gonna like your mom, Fatin. They're definitely going to like your mom. If your mom's not going to be there, there's still like this motherly energy surrounding you. So, um, sometimes people will be like, "Oh yes, but my mom's passed." And you're like, oh, you know, I'm not meeting your mom's past, but sometimes it's hard because you can read that energy and your mom's not there, but there's that surrounding love there. Um, there's also the your family looks like they're very successful, but when it comes to it, when they're around supporting you, they definitely have the love shining through. So definitely some love there. Okay, so Leela says, will my ex send... You're very welcome, Dee Dee. Will my ex send me a message on June? I would definitely say this card is a no. So sorry, Leela. Yes. This is the Three of Swords, so this is heartbreak. So I always say that this is a no. Sunblast says, why am I feeling lately so sad without a reason? Any guidance? Okay, so it seems like you are going through a couple of things. There might be some arguments with someone that's close to you, or you're dwelling on arguments that have happened in the past. Because the brain is a weird organ where the past, the present, and the future for our brain has no meaning. So when our subconscious is dealing with something, it feels like the past is the present, the future is the present. So there's no passage of time for our brain. It's just all active, you know? There's also a call for you to be more specific, more than a general. So it's kind of like narrowing on to smaller things instead of bigger things, because I think when you're looking at the bigger picture you feel so lost that you feel so stuck, and it's probably time to actually go and either contact, if you know how to reach out to your spirit guide, or reach out to someone that is a spiritual advisor. So sometimes it is time for you to visit a place of worship and talk to someone that is there as like a spiritual advisor, or in contacting your spirit guide. Jane says, what's coming towards me in love? Well, firstly, obviously, you're going to be very satisfied about your love life. So I think the cards are also saying don't focus on money, focus on love. So it must be like don't worry about so much like stability. Sometimes it is like the call to see who you really desire on the inside. But your heart's going to be full, your plate's going to be full as well. So I think this is so close that I can almost say that it's around the corner. I feel like you're just going to bump into this person. um so honestly, yeah, there's just this glowing. I think literally you're going to bump into this person. Shah says, does my ex file be on social media now? He does, but he's also kind of looking and comparing other people. It's also that, interestingly enough, Shah is because he also worries about you because you feel immature to him, so he's checking in and making sure you're okay. um, because you could be annoying in the past, but he's still really worrying about that as well. So Mega says, will me and Himanshu get married to each other? And by when? Okay, so this is interesting because I would say that there's a lot of things that you guys probably need to work on. Um, so this is hard because I would say that you could get married. It's not the problem. So Himashu needs to share a lot more. So it could be just holding on to parts of the your relationship and not letting go of them, so you're not sharing. And also you need to kind of deal with your headspace because you're mentally struggling, and you're actually fighting yourself, so you guys need to deal with this. You need to go through this separately, because without this is not going to work. There's two separate issues, so it's kind of a weird thing that I would say Himanshu needs to share, and you need to get out of your headspace and stop struggling with yourself. So Maria, I will get to you. Don't panic. A general reading for 24 hours. Okay, so there is a weakness and there's also a fear-based attachment. So it could be trying to take on too much, a sense. This could be just anxiety. I feel like this is probably to a lot of anxiety. And also realize that you did have a tower moment. It's going to resolve itself. So you guys can rebuild that again. But do realize that your anxiety possibly is not going to help this. So yeah, just realize that you're kind of dealing with this and kind of accept that the fear is kind of natural, but then don't get anxious about it overall. Ina says general reading, please. So, Samaria, see this over here? This here? So as I scroll down, I will get to your reading. So don't panic, go and get yourself a cup of tea. So Aina says general reading. So there is a life choice that you're choosing not to choose right now, which is a little bit scary for me. I don't like the thought of you guys not choosing to choose, because then the universe will choose for you. And then after a while, if you take too many non-choices, you will get in trouble. There's also that there's a lot of options that are available for you, that are really good for you overall, and they are tangible. They're not illusions. You can choose which one you want. So if you're worried about that, don't be. Don't panic about that. So Sumbla says Ace attention towards me. This is interesting. I think Sumbla, they need to get their house in order. They need to fix their own stuff before they even worry about you in general, Sumbla. So they're trying not to imagine a life with you. They're trying to work on their own stuff and then come back to imagine a life with you, Sumbla. Jeff, just put down your question. I will be scrolling down and answering everybody slowly. So, uh, Sumbla says Ace intentions towards me. No, I already did that one. So yeah, I've done Sumblas. Didn't I? Yes, I did. Yildiz, sorry. What is his intentions towards me? We are in no contact. I it's weird because this person does still see you as being part of their life or being part of their connection or relationship, Yildiz, but they're also physically moving. So this could just be that they expect you to stay um while they're still trying to get themselves sorted or in order. So I'd be a little bit worried that they're putting you on the back burner and expecting you to stay. Cynthia says, "Hey, will Fez as uncle help them with money if he asks?" Possibly a little, but not much. He actually has to be more specific why he wants the money then yeah, it's just like one of those things overall. So Miriam says, "What is he hiding from his new partner? We separated." I think the interesting thing is Miriam. This person probably doesn't like his new partner, and is planning to move, and so this could possibly be a rebound for him. But he hasn't actually said that to his partner at all, which is not great. Um, could be not great for that partner. G Mama says, "Do you see communication coming in from the Scorpio within the next 2 weeks?" No, you have to plan this if you, or be in control of this, G Mama, if you want them to contact. They will be receptive to contact, but you have to contact them, not the other way. Jana says, "Why did my ex text me with fake accounts? Is he in another relationship?" Yeah. Jana, he is. I would definitely say yes from those cards. So, yes. Possibly a baby mama too, Jane. Can I know what Zach Virgo wishes to tell me but can't? Okay, so he probably can't take care of you. There's kind of a bit where he's not in the right headspace. He knows that that's what he wants to do, but he can't physically give you the things to like look after you, care for you, you know? So it's hard because this is something that he really wishes, but he can't mentally get there. Or yeah, I think it's more mentally get there to care and look after you, you know, Jacqueline. Hello, Philali. If anybody comes directly in chat, don't worry, don't panic. It might take me 20 minutes to get to your question, so definitely take a break and get some tea or something. So Sunbala says, "Any good things coming towards me in June?" This is interesting because there's Page of Swords. So you might be anxious and nervous about what is coming around the corner, but it's only good surprises. And it also seems that King of Pentacles in reverse, someone's spending money on you in June. So this could be that you actually get a cash rebate, or your landlord gives you a little bit more money because of the whatever it was. I don't know what it is, Jacqueline, but you're going to get more money coming in through someone. No, Sumbler. Sorry. You do realize, guys, I read your names and then I have to read it again, and sometimes I get the, you know, it's Sunblast reading, but sorry. It can be hard. I read it quite fast, so sometimes it gets a little bit confusing for me. Butterfly says, "May I know A's current feelings for me?" He's definitely chasing Butterfly. There's also heartbreak. See, this is weird because these two are together. So it's strange, Butterfly, because it's like heartbreak but still chasing. So it could be that this person is considering this as that they're breaking up. They felt this kind of breakup, but they're still chasing. So it's weird because they're in two places at two times, which is what would I say? It's not unheard of in people's minds to have two different things struggling at the same time. but that's kind of a weird thing. Susan says general read for June. Okay, so this is interesting. There might be some money that's not coming in for you, but it's also, it seems like you're holding on to things that you should let go of. So it could be that it's time to give back, Susan, um, with gifts or love or attention to your friends. So then what happens is sometimes, because we have then the buildup of positive karma. It depends on what you mean by that. But naturally, things come in for positive people, and sometimes because we create that positive connection, we bring in more abundance for ourselves. So it might be time to actually like give your friends that jar of jam, and just don't worry about the extra money that's not coming in for you. Feelings of sand towards me. Well, he's physically stuck today. So yeah, and there's no other cards coming out. So, Sand's feeling stuck. It might be that he's physically stuck. So it might be that he's not going to see you today, Sanch. That's why. A Piki, hi, how are you today? I'm so happy it's spring, so happy. It's here in the UK. It's what is it? Late spring. I've planted strawberries and sunflowers in the backyard. So I'm really happy to see what those turn out like. So justice in the world. So Pinky, you did ask me a question, but I pulled cards for you. So justice in upright, like what you're feeling is fair, and the world is go out and embrace a lot more that's outside your comfort zone. It might be time to travel, explore the world around you. Aldonia says, hello, I want to know if someone's coming to my love life. There is definitely someone coming towards your love life. King of Cups in reverse. There's a lot of very highly emotional men right now. It might be just like retrograde season, you know? Um, so it's interesting. Nine of Cups, I definitely say that there's someone coming in for you. This is usually a yin yang partnership, is the happy part of a relationship. It can possibly mean marriage as well. King of Cups in reverse, this person is highly emotional. So they'll be a little bit more emotionally dependent overall. So I'd be a little bit worried about that. So overall, they're not going to be that bad. Like sometimes it's just that they might have not been had a great time in their last relationship, and so they're feeling kind of a little bit more emotionally hurt. Butterfly says, how will the first meet with my in-laws going to be like? Uh, you might actually think that they hate everything little tiny thing about you, and that you'll grow yourself more after your in-laws, like you've met your in-laws. I think this is just nerves though. I can definitely think of that being like the normal thing when you meet your in-laws for the first time. Okay, so how will I meet my future spouse? Okay, I think the first time you meet your future spouse, you probably will ignore them. SK, you probably will walk right past them and not even know they're there. You're very welcome, Piggy. So that's the case there. So you might have to then respond later, but you'll probably just not even notice they're there. Mia says, how are those people treating my kids? Thanks. They're doing very well. They're being very particular. So they're being very specific how they treat your kids. Um, the card here is not to focus on the future, but focus on the present. So it's actually telling you to focus on the present, not think about the future. But they're doing very well. They're getting treated by the book. I feel like very, very specifically um down to everything. They're being very much cared for. Okay, so SK says, how will my future spouse view me? Like, sometimes that you don't have a lot of plans. So you're always just, you need to plan things in advance or you're not going to be able to do them. Also could be very fussy, very picky. So it's kind of a weird thing that you might discard a lot of things that they give you because they're just not something that you want. So it's kind of a weird thing because they'll just have to deal with that. I Dash says, I hope you're doing good. I want to know why Prem is flirting with me in my DMs. I don't like his energy. Well, you can actually just block him. So the interesting thing is the mental struggle over here. Um, the cards is like saying you're mentally struggling with this, and you could stop this. You could stop struggling with yourself. Um, it's weird because like this person might see people as objects or see them as a collectible, which is weird because I know that that's probably what the energy you're picking up is. This person might see people as not being people but collectibles almost. Hello, S Higgins, please put down the question. Pinky says, why I'm having this burst of energy? Cause you haven't had this in a while. You've been excited about things, but it seems like there is physical movement. Like, so you're traveling somewhere, it's like physically moving somewhere. So it's kind of like this kind of opened the floodgates to the excitement. So yeah. Hello, pretty, how are you? It might take me 20 minutes to get to your question. Go and grab yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee. Tisha says, what is the opposite says thing about my looks? You could spend more, Tisha, on how you look. It's also like I don't think this is about how you look. Like there's no physical characteristics here. It's the way that you dress. So it's kind of interesting enough. Like you get stuck in something and you kind of wear it a lot, Tusha. You might even wear the same shirt like 2 days in a row or something like that. So they probably want you to spend a little bit more money on the way you dress. But like obviously you're good looking because there's nothing about this that's bad looking. You know, there's nothing about how you are not. Yeah, you know. Nav says, "What does S think about me right now?" That you could express your emotions more. this person also sees this joy, hope, summer. You're bringing in this spring sense, so this celebration. This could also be a sign of a marriage. It's hard and unclear because it depends on how this person's dealing with things. But yeah, definitely a celebration and happiness. This is just like overwhelming joy of spring. You're very welcome, I Dash. Murmur says, "What is it like with this person from my past life? How will we meet, and how does he feel?" So it's interestingly enough, this person's hiding in from like it's weird because you possibly will not meet this person in this lifetime. But it's like this almost like he's hiding or he doesn't want to be found. So it's kind of a weird thing where you might not meet this person in this life. Murmur. Vani says, my brother cut off ties with his family. Will he ever come back? Vani, he might continue contact with you, but he's not going to spend any time with his family. He doesn't want to spend time with them at all. So, no, he won't come back, unfortunately. Hello, Sasora. It feels like with the Three of Swords upright, there's always heartbreak. So this I would definitely take as that you won't meet this person this time in this lifetime. That's what I would say from the Three of Swords there. All About Maine says, I'm taking a man with me. A car doesn't sound good and you haven't got a good vibe about this car. Yeah, it's not sounding good. I definitely know from that. Yeah. And Queen of Wands in reverse. You know that you're not feeling very emotionally good about this right now, and I'm glad that you're taking someone with you to work on helping you with sort out this car. So, Mam says, "What is happening in Sudeep's life? What is he thinking about me?" That was a half a thing. Okay, so another Queen of Wands. Is he thinking? He's probably not thinking about you as much as you're thinking about him. So honestly, like you should possibly be spending a lot more time with friends, connecting with friends right now, because yeah, I think this person's taking a lot of your energy, and that's not good. There's nothing about Sudeep here. So I think that he's probably just severed ties with you, and this might be the thing that he's thinking about. He possibly thinks about you because there is this once as well. So yeah, um, sometimes I wouldn't say all the time. Citrine says, "Hello, did the Scorpio pull back? Because he learnt that he must run into me one day at work, or would he like to meet me one day?" Um, I don't think that he's thought about like meeting you at work. I don't think that's ever crossed his mind. But he does want to meet with you one day. It's weird because I don't think he was thinking about the work thing. I am going good, Samaria. How are you? Star Lover says, how are you doing? A general for months, please. So, Star, yeah, so honestly, there is a fear-based attachment in the past for you, and you need to let this go. Something's holding you back from growing and progressing because of fear. You need to let that go. The star in upright means that you should plant and grow things for this month. For obviously next month, because this is the 31st. So yeah, next month. So just keep on growing and stop letting fear or doubt hold you back. Characteristics of my future husband: definitely sharing, enthusiastic, and probably very emotionally detached. So I do see very happy, go lucky, very sharing, but then doesn't really respond very emotionally. So it's kind of weird because there's that two things where very excitable, very happy, does want to be playful, and enjoys life, and does want to share a lot with you. But yeah, there's that bit as well. So Evani says, what are S's feelings for me? We've been close friends and we are born on the same day. This person will always be there for you emotionally, but they're really not seeing anything else, Evani. So if you're asking whether they want to be closer, no. No, they're not. They'll be there for you emotionally. They're just not going to be there for you in any other capacity. What Jane says was the quote that B posted about was me. Yeah, they wanted you to respond to that. Yeah. It was about you, unfortunately, Jane. Tashu says a Robin has my photos on my phone or stalked me. Um He's got some photos, but I don't think that he's the stalking type by this. So I wouldn't say no. I would definitely say no. He's got photos, but it's not like creepy. A matched energy says what's coming towards me in the romantic area in the next 2 weeks. Matched, it's hard because you might be putting yourself in negative self-talk about yourself, but the 2 cups upright means that there's someone coming in for you. So I would like you to stop feeling so negative about yourself, matched energy, because you're a great person. This person could see it, so I don't know whether that's just because it's been a while and you've been very frustrated and upset lately. Sinania says, hi, am I on the right path of career change? Well, you're definitely not getting distracted, but do you realize that you need to be very specific about this? So you've got to consider all those options before you choose one. So yeah, you're definitely on that thing. You're very working about that. So Jessica says, I am having a great day. If I may, I'd like to hear what specific changes are coming away in June. You're not chasing anything, which is in, like, I would definitely say you're not chasing something that you could. So you need to reconsider what you want here. There's also some options available, and they're very good options. Like overall, these mean that they're realistic options. King of Wands, there is a person coming in for you, or someone that's going to help you through this month. So honestly, I would take this person because they're very extroverted. They'll probably put you in a place that you can develop more of your things that you were talking to me yesterday, I'd be very excited about that. But yeah, they're extroverted. They'd be really good charismatically. So they're probably marketing or something like that, I would definitely say, if you're looking for someone. You're very welcome. Sabiha says, what is M's current energy for me and next actions towards me? Okay. So, honestly, this person sees you as very compatible. Honestly, this means like their soul is getting reflected off your soul. The Hierophant in Upright, they see you as being very intelligent or being very wise and very knowing. The problem is that they're addicted to other people's negative judgments. So it's kind of a weird thing. They get themselves in trouble sometimes, just because they want to get in trouble. Um, this is weird. I would definitely say this is kind of a younger energy I'm getting for this, like trying to be in trouble because they want to look cool. So, yeah, I think that there's this connection here. But you've got to be a little bit careful that their trouble, like them getting addicted to trouble, is not going to transfer to you. You're very. Thank you. Thank you, Pinky, for thanking everybody for their patience. I definitely appreciate it. I hope that everyone got a cup of tea when I said that you should go and get a cup of tea. um, Curtis says, feelings of DS, is he my destined partner? This is like I was going to say interesting, but I always say interesting. I'll pick another word. But you guys are interesting, Curti, because Ace of Swords upright in this card deck means that you're very blunt and very direct. And this King of Swords in reverse means that this person gets angry. So it's weird because you both are making each other angry, not because like you guys can work on this. Obviously he needs to resolve some of his anger and he's got to let it loose on something else, whether it's a punching bag or something, you know. And you need to be a little bit more tactful as well. So it's like you guys are sometimes winding each other up. Yeah, Jeff, you are. So it might take me a little bit longer. Is that okay, Jeff? But yeah, so you guys are winding each other up a little bit. So I wouldn't say it's improbable that you both are going to be partners. You just need to work on those two things. Grace says, could you tell me what my spirit guides want me to know about me and my life, please? Okay. There's two things that they're saying is that you get upset or get frustrated with life and you walk away from things that are good, but you're also listening to other people why you should walk away from them, Grace. And I think this is causing you a lot of unhappiness overall. To the point that I wonder why you were walking away from so many good things and waiting for other people to reassure you it was okay for you to walk away from them. This is a very unhealthy cycle, and one of those things that I think that you need to talk to people or address them, that they can't always be the person that controls all your actions, because that's it's giving you that bit where you're getting stuck in this and you're getting frustrated about it. and then you're asking other people, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. I don't know whether it's just that they're too overly supportive, or they just. It's hard because I'd be a little bit worried about that. Lover says, has Scorpio been checking his email for messages from me? Yes, of course. Quite a lot actually, but he's not going to let you know that. So it's like maybe every a couple of hours. So no, of course, Jessica, that'll be fine. Lilia says, I'm traveling for work, haven't heard anything back. Travel jobs in the future for me. So it's interesting because yes, there is. But there's we you haven't got the right contacts. There's not enough contacts. So I would definitely say, Lulu, it's time to actually reach out on LinkedIn to people that look interesting, because it's a networking thing. It's not, you are designed to get a travel job. You're just not networking with people. Butterfly says, "How will my date will will A going to be like?" So your date with A. So honestly, this person might pretend that they're too cool for this butterfly, but as they start really getting into it, they turn into this like little kind of child. So it's very cute. But they're kind of not wanting to be at that date, but yeah, they are going to enjoy it. Okay, Samaria. When will Naqib come? Okay, so that you have to plan this. You have to plan this, or you will get heartbreak. So this is actually that you probably need to go to them, not them coming to you. Tetris, I'm going great. Komel says, why is Saddam not talking to me? So this person might have been in the throes of moving and choosing more options, Komel. So I don't know whether they've just moved without not telling you. Sorry, I needed a drink of water. Trying to be as quiet as possible, but you know. Chantress says, do you see anyone being interested in me? Okay, so yes, I do see someone interested in you, someone that would definitely see you more as a distraction from day-to-day life. So this could be just like um the start of something. There's also one relationship that you should walk away from. So it seems like something in your past is making you hold on to this connection, and you should stop struggling and walk away from it. So there's people coming in, but yeah, there's one that you should let go. But Jana says, what is coming towards me and my ex cancer soon? Thanks, love. Oh, there's chaos coming in your life and a certain amount of judgment. So this is the moon. This is like people being mean. This is usually critical. And so therefore the cat's stuck on this because of other the dog is barking at it and going, shit, How do I get that from here? So temperance in reverse means that you guys haven't worked on moderation for a while. So there's going to be some kind of chaos coming in for you guys because you haven't been addressing some things that have been coming up. So there's kind of that chaotic element coming in. Okay, so Komel says Saddam still thinks about me. Yes, he's stuck on you. So yeah, he still thinks about you. Jane says, what does he feel about me? That you can be quite more anxious about the future when you should be focusing on the present. But overall, you're a very intelligent person. And you're very wise. Or it's like you could have a little bit of a spiritual nature to yourself as well, Jane. You're very welcome, Komel. Anything good I could expect for today? King of Swords in reverse and High Priestess in reverse. So it seems like, yeah, there could be. Firstly, avoid this person as possible. King of Swords in reverse could be quite angry right now. So if you can let them not be around you, then that's kind of fine. The High Priestess in reverse, like there's something that's blocking you from manifestation, whether it's just being in a very low vibration at the moment, maybe scared, maybe, that bit where you're in a lower vibrational energy, and you can switch that and then you can turn it on and manifestation will come in. And it's hard to say, like, oh yeah, but you can switch it on. Like, some days you could sit there and go, I really would like 10 pounds to my name, and it doesn't come in, you know. And you just have to accept that. PK says, will AK contact me in this June by his own? I think so, but you'll probably have to plan something with him for him to contact you, PK. So it might be that you actually have to plan something that he'll contact you about. Alicia says, current feelings are sad towards me. There's a manifestation here. So obviously this person wants this connection very much, but there's something that they're struggling with this relationship, and they should like let it go and walk away from whatever's like they're struggling with, because it's just too much for them. So I don't know whether you guys have broken up, but this person needs to kind of have this closure on parts of this relationship. Okay, so Jacqueline says, does my dad pet my cat and is he close with her? Definitely pets the cat. I don't know whether he's close. I think it's your cat that likes your dad more, Jacqueline. So it might be that he doesn't get to like be close because she's always close. Summer says, what is my person thinking about me? There's chaos and not looking after you or not caring for you. So this could be that this person is not thinking about you the way that you want them to, because this would probably mean for me that they're kind of not wanting to deal with any of your issues or your problems, and they've kind of left them to you to look after. Okay, so Pinky says, what is my true calling? This is hard. Let me think for a little bit. There's a lot of things that are going to be your true calling. I like I think you're a jack of all trades. So this means that you're going to go through your life, Pinky, doing a lot of little different things. All of these are going to add up though. And overall you're going to be very happy. You don't like being stuck. That's what I would say, is that if there was one, then I think you would get bored. I think the calling is to enjoy your life, to be present, and to be happiness around other people. So I don't think your job's going to be important. It's more the things that you do when you're not working. So Jen says, will I Dean like the video I sent him? I don't know whether he will. He might wonder why you sent the video. Um, and he'll get very distracted. I think it's more like why. I think that he possibly thinks that there's a hint in that gem. So overall, I would feel like this person might find it as a distraction more than anything else, Gem. So take it as you will. Esneha, I don't think so. I don't think I've got to your question yet. Tashi says a Robin misses me and wants me back in his life. He still kind of misses you, but that cycle is over. So he doesn't want you back, but he still misses you. Cynthia says, "Will Fez's brother will be successful to go to the UK this year?" I think so, but he's also going to be quite chaotic. So yes, he will, but he's going to be slightly chaotic as well. DD says, I be financially successful a year or two from now? I think there's an addiction to believe that you're always going to be free. So it's like an addiction for you to escape from this. But you also have to realize that the people around you pull you back into this place. So it like what is it? You are the sum of the 5 people that you know, that you spend the most time with. So depending on what their values or their inspirations are, that's who you're going to be. You're very welcome, Cynthia. Okay, so Rahul says general reading, please. Okay, so you're getting out of some mental difficulties, so you're actually going to get out of your mental struggle. You also have a journey coming on. So you can take that or learn to take that. So that's amazing. You could do that. Your emotions affect people around you. So do realize that and be very important about that. And Rahul, someone is going to care for you, look after you, and protect you because you're this very cute. They'll find you very cute and adorable too. So you're very welcome. Meghaha says, "What should I do to make things right between me and him, Mashu?" Just be strong and tell him what you want. Be very direct. That's what I would say, Megaha. Butterfly says, "How does A feel today after I accidentally video called him? What was he doing at the moment? Did he see me?" He was in a business meeting, I think. Like something around other people. I think it was business related, and he did see you. So you're very welcome, Grace. Avisha says, "Hi, a career reading for the year ahead." You're very welcome. Okay, so the year ahead, you have lots of ideas, like creative things. So you prove to your job or your career that you can actually bring on this new creative ideas that are really good in your brain. There's also the thing that you're healing. So there might have been a setback for you in your career, and you have to realize that you might not feel very much Avisha. Putting yourself out there, you need to have your healing before you even suggest a lot of your ideas that you're getting. Okay, so you're nearly there, Jeff. What Divine Light says, "What are FJ's feelings towards me?" Excitement, but there's also Divine Light that they're working on this relationship slowly. So don't worry if they kind of look excited, but they want to take their time because that's the case. So Jeff says, "Who is my person? An ex, a new person coming in." Sorry that it's been a while, Jeff. There's the Lovers in reverse. King of Wands. Okay, honestly, you have a lot of energy, Jeff. And you tend to direct it when you're in a relationship, you tend to direct it towards your person. And that's kind of burning out the people that you're with because you have so much energy that you need to share it with friends and family. Because if you're dealing with other people, they can't match your energy overall. The Lovers in reverse, it is probably a new person, but you are kind of called that you might feel like you've known this person your whole entire life, even though you haven't. So that is your reading for today, Jeff. Thank you guys for being patient. Cookie says, "Does A miss me?" It's weird. There was more than one. I was like, nope, we're not going to do this today. It wants to do a whole novella. I'm like, nope, I'm not Spanish. Um, so does A miss me? Yes, they do miss you. But they are actually escaped. I guess that's how I would say it. They're free to roam, but they still miss you. Tashu says current situation of Tashu and Robin connection. Will he come back to me? Time frame. His intentions for me. Well, obviously, it seems like he's going to come back. It might take him a while though, so I would say at least 3 to 4 months, Tashu. But there's the lovers in reverse, so I definitely would say your love is quite strong. That would bring him back. But yeah, this is a hard thing. Overall. Novella, novella. My cards tend to be very chatty. Any third person between me and Sadeep? No, I don't think so. But you have to keep on growing this connection with your partner. But no, there's no other person because the Two of Cups is pretty strong there. Is there someone else at T's live? No, I don't think so. I think they struggle enough with you, Laura. They don't need any more complications. So that's not completely true, but they sometimes feel very like, You're very welcome, Jeff. So sometimes, like we all have it where we go, "Oh yes. We've had a trying day." Will I get one of the jobs that I applied for? Says PK. Honestly, PK, you just need to talk about yourself more in your interviews. The hardest part is trying to express how you emotionally feel about this job. And also, you should ask them about the pay. Because I don't think you're actually asking them the most important question that's on your mind quite a lot because of King of Pentacles. So I think that honestly, you just need to be more enthusiastic about it, even if you don't want to. Butterfly says, what does A like and dislikes about me? What they like about you is that you can control your emotions. You're very good at controlling your emotions. What they dislike about you is when you get too excited about things, Butterfly. That's kind of sad though. I definitely see you being very excited about things and then like not really as excited as you. Butterfly. No, it's princess now because I've already done butterflies. Is A planning on making a move towards me too soon? They're struggling towards you, princess. I would definitely say this is soon. You might have to be more emotionally receptive and be listening to them because they might be telling you already that they like you or they want to make a move and you just haven't heard it because it's been so subtle. SSK says, why was my past relationship with A painful? Was it real from his side? There was a feeling that this person, SSK, saved their emotions. They were very much not willing to work on other things that would be more sharing. So they kind of didn't want to work on the emotional parts, and also temperance in reverse. So there was small things, SSK, that built up because you guys weren't moderating the the things until there was chaos in the relationship. So it was like the issues just built up and everybody ignored them until they became painful. They were just non-existent to start with because you guys weren't really um living together or being in close proximity to each other. You're very welcome, princess. Tashu says, general reading, any guidance? Okay, so honestly, you're in a great space, Tashu, that you have decided not to listen to other people, which is very powerful. Overall, this is good because it will give you this bit. Um, sorry, I've got to scroll back up because I've got past this thing. Yeah, so give me a second, Tasha. I just need to catch up with chat because I just scrolled up and got lost. So, when we're in a space that we don't listen to other people, we come into our power, we come alive. But that means that you have to be more discerning about what choices you take overall. But I think this is good because this means that no one will intervene and tell you not to do it, but you have to be that judgment on what you want to do right now. Vitya says, when will I get my dream job? Okay, so there's the Tower and the Knight of Swords and the Hierophant in the reverse. So it seems like you've got a lot of energy that is misdirected, Vidya. So if you really want your dream job, you're not putting your energy towards it. The Tower means that you had something that was close to your dream job in the past, but it fell down. And so therefore you don't have the connections or the stuff to sort yourself out. And the Hierophant in reverse means that you should actually be more disregarding the rules of society and doing your own thing. So it might be actually setting up your own business to get yourself that job. You're very welcome, Tashu. Enchantress says, do you see any materialistic advances? I do see that your heart is healing and prosperity and abundance in your home. So I do see like you getting something closer to home that's really happy. Also your heart is healing, so that's good too. I love you too, Pinky. Sasha says, what do I know? What do I need to know about the thing that keeps on confusing me? Okay, so the thing is that you have to rethink your approach with this because it's actually confusing you because you're approaching this wrong. So you have to think about it not as like the ending, you have to think of the journey. And then you are thinking too much in the future when you should focus on the present. So I think, Sasha, it's saying take one day at a time. You're very welcome, Enchantress. So, Owen, I am great, thank you. Can I have a general read? Of course, Owen. So, okay, so prosperity and abundance at home, but you have to worry about not moderating your behavior in other parts of your life because this could have a chaotic effect on everything else. So it could be that, Owen, that life is good at home, so much so you disregard the rest of your life. And that might not be great. Higgins, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Pretty. Sorry about the wait. What should I expect from him? It's hard because this person might not show you completely what they want. So there's like this approach where this person's quite shy. So or distant. So when they actually want their way, they are quite sometimes manipulative. I don't think that they expect that behavior to be manipulative. It's just is. So that's what I would normally say about this. Um, I don't think you should expect anything from this person, pretty, other than if they ask you to do things for them, um, make sure that it is in assertive behavior, because you can just ask them to say what they want, you know. Hello, Ling. Thank you for that reading. You're very welcome, Erin. So things are going great at home. So yeah, well, moderate the rest of your life. So then everything else has prosperity and abundance as well. Richie says, should I apply for the job or wait a little bit more to get better and then go? Honestly, other than your emotionals, so kind of match the emotions of your interviewer or the job that you're going for. The cards are saying get up and go. So essentially they're going, apply for the job, Richie. Apply for it. Next is, hi, should I have the luck to work abroad this year? Career guidance, please. Thank you. Okay, so I think that you'll be closer to home. So unfortunately not abroad. And career guidance, please. There's a little bit of you that needs to be moderated, Nynx. Obviously you're very how would I explain it? You have a big personality. I would definitely say it, like, for you, like, the biggest part of you is your personality. It encompasses all of you, you know. And you might have to realize for your career you need to rein that back, and might need to moderate that at work. It's great. I love that part about you, but it does need to be a little bit more tempered when it comes to your career. But yeah, no, unfortunately you won't be working abroad this year. But it's not that long until the end of the year, so unfortunately. Kira says, how does my XJ feel about me? Okay, so this person feels like they should invest back into Yukira, and they're actually not getting distracted. So it's kind of a weird thing where I feel like they're trying to win you back, Kira. So I definitely would say that they're more in that place. So Higgins, S. Higgins, should I apply for another position at work? Yes. You have to realize that you might be a little bit slow to start off, Higgins, but don't worry about that. You should just ask other people to help you. But yeah, you should. Because you're actually quite good at it. You might just be a little bit slower than you expect to be. What does Himnashi think about me? Well, the tower moment, so that kind of fell down. The relationship fell down. Queen of Cups in reverse, that you're very emotionally dependent or was emotionally dependent on this person. So yeah, it's kind of a hard thing because this person possibly thinks more about the the falling down of the relationship than you overall. You're very welcome. Thank you for your patience, Higgins. Richie, is Shivani Saxena my cousin is lesbian? She always miss a girl named Pooja and always waits to tell and guide anything regarding this topic. Richie, I think that there's not much between these two. There is this very much love between them, but I don't think that there's like what you're thinking of. I think this is just like a girl's romance, if that makes sense. When you have good friends, you have that connection with them that's very strong. Murmur says I'm supposed to reconnect with them. That's interesting. That's fascinating because your tower came up. I don't know whether they will come back anytime soon, Murmur, because the next thing on your cards is like new love. So it could be that you might have to wait a while to reconnect with them without them, like you might be like in a relationship before you contact them. Ceci says, what are my ancestors want me to know? Okay. They came from a hard time, Ceci. I think that they might have survived uh, a place that was kind of a lot of snow, um, or really harsh winters, and there wasn't a lot of food. So they're like telling you, Ceci, that you're kind of lucky, but you should also be developing things slowly, living a very slow life. Not to worry about things, but also to live like the slow, um, a life that they might have done. Like the whole idea is growing plants or being around plants is very strong. So it might be that they're like wanting you to look after yourself, as in being self-sustainable. But I think it's just because they went through some very hard times in the past. So yeah, just a slow living. I think that's what I'm getting from them. Like living slowly, enjoying life. Hello, Karen. How are you? So Cookie says, will I go abroad soon or until when? Okay, so Knight of Swords in reverse and no, Knight of Wands. Okay, interesting. Okay, so will I get abroad soon? No, not soon. So you have very chaotic energy, so that's actually meaning that your life is undirected right now. So if you really want to go abroad, you have to work on it. And Nine of Wands, you'll actually get this in the future. So it might be that you're actually not directing your energy there. So it might take you another 2 or 3 months to get abroad. But I think it's because you haven't really directed your energy towards it. You've been thinking about it, but you haven't been doing it, Cookie. Don't lie to me. I'm great. How are you? I'm doing great. SSK says, can I manifest in things in my life like a job, if it's not in my cards, can I manifest that in life? I think the hardest part is that you've dealt with a lot of things like falling down on you, SSK. You've really loved things and you've lost things. And it's because they weren't stable or they weren't steady. And that's how they kind of went from your life. And also with you at the moment, the manifesting might take a slow time because you have to direct quite a lot of energy to it. So it seems like you have to put in the physical work. And that's hard because SSK, it's about the way that you're feeling this pain of losing this thing, where the energy can't come in because you're feeling this pain. So the universe doesn't want you in pain again. So it's like, okay, the only way that she or them will work on their thing is if they have to like work hard, no distractions, you know? And this is the way with everybody. I definitely think that anybody in the world can manifest things. It might be harder for people that don't have as access to a lot of things that the first world countries have. And that could be harder, you know? But overall, people can manifest things through their life. If that helps you, SSK. Vani says, funny enough, we're in contact, but I cut it off because he cut ties with my parents. Oh, wow. Thank you, though. I don't know how I would react if he contacts me again. Vaughn says, hello. I just wanted to know if me and my ex, we reconcile, says Vaughn. I think they have moved on, Vaughn. You're holding on to this relationship when they've let go. So this cycle keeps on continuing without them, and you're stuck in the cycle until you let go of it. And the cards are saying focus on not on love, but focus on money. So it might be actually focusing on one part of your life to actually move past this. But no, I don't see from the cards that this would be a thing. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Avani. Butterfly. Should I message A or wait for him to message me? He's currently not well. I definitely see that. I don't think that you should message A, Butterfly. You guys are like, this is water, and he's definitely like, so swords are air, but it's weird because you probably drown him right now. So with you at the moment, you're feeling like sadness. He's feeling anger. So it's kind of a hard thing because you're both like not in your best place right now. So I wouldn't say that you would currently message him, Butterfly. You're very welcome, Vaughn. Thank you for your patience. If everybody's here, can you do a like? If you're not subscribed, you can definitely turn on that subscribed and turn on the notification bell. I'll be here Monday and Tuesday every week, unless I go back to Australia on holiday, because unfortunately this is a top down, so here is a whole mount, so that's why the camera is facing down, so I can't just take a whole bunch of metal with me. Has Himashu I deleted all me and my photos, thrown out my gifts like pictures I gave him, flowers and all. I think that he hasn't not cleared up all the mementos. He's thrown away some things, but he's put some things away, and he's pretending like they don't exist, but they're still there. Megaha. SSK says, what at all would I need to change in my life to improve myself? Ace of Wands, it could be that, yeah. So Ace of Wands in reverse is that you don't feel like you can get what you want. And it's a reevaluating your approach to what you want. It might be that you're living in a lower state of vibration, so you're not happy in your life. So sometimes the weirdest knock-on effect of being in a lower vibration is everything becomes too stressful, you know? And so you sometimes have to sit there and go, okay, and it gives you a lot more patience to just try and keep on persisting with the things that you want. The Tower in reverse, you tend to build up quite quickly. Like I don't know whether this would just be relationships overall, but you tend to push very quickly into a sustaining relationship without building the foundations, SSK. And when it falls down good because there's no foundations underneath. Pella, just put your question down. Jenna says, hi, can you see about my trade? Should I carry on? You're very welcome. Okay, so honestly, you're starting to get out of a certain amount of self-reflection. And I think that you have figured out a lot of the things that are wrong with your trade. And I think overall you can make a lot more money doing things in your thing, in your trade, without being working for the people that you're working for or taking better contracts. Because it seems like you're holding yourself back doing this when you can make a lot of money and have a better life through creating more interesting things. Or it's hard because they seem to need to be custom. I think that's what you do. You take on custom things. Fatine says, what does Omar think of me as a person? After we talked last time, he's struggling with like talking to you, but it's always positive, and he likes the connection that he gets when he talks to you. 13. Sorry about the yawn. I don't know where that came from. Sasha says, is there any guy from my past that still loves me? Yes, there is, Sasha. There's a little bit of a chaotic element still in your life. I feel like they've not left, but they still love you. Dipty says, current feelings on my husband as Taurus for me. There is that tower moment falling down. There's also a block here. So this person doesn't see like a future at the moment with you, Dipti. There's actually like a thing that this person might not want kids with you. So there's like this tower moment and the Empress. So it's hard because overall I feel like this person's dwelling on things that happened in the past. So they're not actually in the present, in the future, or the future, which is hard because overall they're dealing with feelings maybe of resentment, maybe of anger, and not actually in their head right now. Do you have the option? The whole idea is we don't have super chat right now because I am not um what is it, monetized on YouTube. So guys, if you can get all your friends, you know, and like and subscribe and turn that notification bell on, you know, they all help. Thank you so much. Laura says, what kind of marriage will I have? It seems like you might get married to this person very soon, Laura, because it seems like you will feel like you have no options outside this relationship. So it might be that you need to continue some hobbies that kind of give you some money, just because you might be stay at home, more than going out. But this King of Pentacles will look after you. They will invest in the family and look after you financially. So that's great. So Jessica, if there's time, may I ask, is there a move or travel coming towards me this year? So Jessica, unfortunately, no moving and traveling for you. There might have been something in the past that stopped you, from traveling, but your heart is healing. So it seems like this is just a temporary thing, and you will start moving and traveling in the future. Andy, who told you that? They can come and deal with me. No one should tell people that they. Who would do that? I'm honestly angry. Will you die in the next few days? No, you won't. So the interesting thing is that, yeah, they were just telling you to, like, stop you being erratic or something like that. They were just annoyed, and they said this thing. And I would honestly say, Andy, don't even think about it. Don't dwell on it. Um Honestly, it's kind of unfair, because I know as a reader that it's hard, because people will believe a lot of things, and I don't want to say that there's this confirmation, you know, and I wish that no one would say that to you. Um Unfortunately, Jessica, it might be soon though, you know. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we only need 200 people more to subscribe, and then I can try and monetize through YouTube. Jano says Akira and I will be dating this summer. It seems like, Jano, it might be in the winter. So therefore allow your heart to heal, and then as winter comes in, you will be dating. Andy says, what does the new future have in store for me? Financial, career, wise, and regard to love, please. It's the same thing. You got that again. There is honestly a vibe about you. Um, your energy is very undirected right now, and you need to direct it somewhere that it needs to go. So honestly, if you want to work on your finances and your love life, you actually need to put the energy towards it, Andy, instead of, like, just waiting for it to happen. There's also a very much a direct thing where you might not actually ask for what you want in a very assertive manner, so you get around it being a little bit manipulative, or not being truthful. And sometimes this is hard because you need to be honest. I would honestly say that it's no, I don't think so. I think she might have thought you were just being annoying in chat. And that's like, honestly, I don't think that there would be any cards here that would say that would be the case. Anyway, I wouldn't go back to that reader if I was you. Just because I would never say that to another person. Just because confirmation, even if no one's placed a spell on you guys, you are going to act like there is a spell on you. You can bring this to being just from your power of your own mind, you know? And Andy, there's nothing on you. If I had any glitter, I'd throw it. So just think of it as pretend glitter. There you go. There you go. Andy, I'm sending out some glitter. Sparkles and rainbows. There you go. Sandra says, "Hi, baby girl. Will Ricardo stay with me?" Yes, for sure. I would definitely say that, Sandra, that is true. He definitely sees you as being a amazing part of his life, and he's definitely going to stay with you. Butterfly says, "Will A put in more efforts than me after my marriage for me?" No, you have to be a little bit more assertive about what you want, because this person could bulldoze you in a relationship. You might be in a healing space, but I think honestly, the swords can be quite demanding. Sneha, did I actually answer your question? You're very welcome, Jessica. I appreciate you guys being here. Did I actually answer your question? SSK says, "My true feelings on my relatives K and M about me." She wouldn't. No, never go back to that person. I'll do a free psychic glitter for you. Don't go back to that person. SSK. Okay, your feelings K and M about me. K sees you as being amazing. You're probably on the top of the wish list for this person. But M definitely is very judgmental about you. And doesn't say very nice things. It may be not outside, but in their heads. So it's kind of a hard thing. I mean, so the hardest part is when we're kids. The way that we ask for things is the way that our parents gave us things. So depending on how our parents dealt with things, whether they were busy, whether they were things that things that people did. So one thing that my when I was a child was my dad would always get distracted, and we would always say, "Yes, we've done our chores to watch TV." And so it's hard because there's, depending on how you got said yes to in the past, is possibly how you react in the future. So when we are manipulative, it might be not like we're thinking we're manipulative. It's the way that we deal with things overall. And so this is hard because we need to deal with our way we ask in a certain manner without getting very attached to what the other person says, whether it's a yes or no or maybe. But it's not like, how would I explain that? it's not just you that's at fault. It's the way that your parents and your childhood developed, and that's how you might not particularly be assertive asking for what you want in the future. Willow says, how does T still think of me in sexy ways? Yes, Willow. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I think the whole idea is that yes, you're right. Is space where you're depressed and literally can't get out of bed. Um, so one thing that helped me back when I was not feeling very good, Andy, was to focus on helping other people. Because I could just get out of bed and help. If I helped one person that day, then I made their life slightly better. So sometimes it's when we focus on ourselves, we can get too stuck in our own psyche. So, Alex says, "Is it over for Scorpio? Or is just on a break from our connection right now?" It's yeah, I think this person's coming back. So I think that it's not going to be too long until they come back, Alex. So it's they'll come back very soon. So focus on the present, don't focus on the future, and realize that they're coming back to you. That's interesting. I've never asked my parents for anything. Sometimes, yeah, so it's weird because when we're kids, the way that we dealt with our demands or so this could be and the lack of asking. You're talking about asking the universe or God or actual person, people around you, usually. When I and like sometimes it's come about for me in that I've been asking the the universe for manifestation, and it's come up with that card before, and I've been like, okay, so yeah. So it comes up for me too. Sometimes it's not that simple to ask people, right? Is R still remembers things about me sometimes, says Nanks. I This is interesting because I don't think R probably remembers, but they don't think about you because they've got in such a very messy part of their lives. They're chaotic and they're also really working towards something. So they're chaotic mess right now. And they're not really directed towards something, so it might take a while for them to work it. The problem with that is the people I help take a kindness for weakness and use me. It's hard, isn't it? But then, would you say that you're actually not helping them? You're helping yourself? That's what I would say. Like, honestly, I help other people, but sometimes it's for me. So you could just sit there and go, okay, well, you took that for kindness, and now I'm walking away. Bye bye. When will I get true love? It's coming in for you. You just need to imagine the person or the partner that you're going to be with, and they will appear. Katish. It seems like that's the case. Robin is Tashu says Robin is my destined future partner. I don't think so. I think that that's not the case. There's like heartbreak here. So I would definitely say no, Tashu. But yeah, sometimes, Andy, you just have to be kind to people. And when they try to use you again, you're like, no, no. Also, don't give people money. That's simple. You go, okay, I'll help you. Just no money. Overall, that helps. Current feelings of Katran Rata for me. This is interesting because this person might find you too much right now. It's also Katish. This person doesn't want to have kids with you. So overall, that's hard. You're very welcome, Tashu. Sorry about that. So yeah, I don't know whether this person really wants to start a family with you, and it might be just because you're not showing them that you can provide a family. So yes. Andy, I hope you come back again. It's always fun to you have 2 readings, so make sure that you stay around. Sabaha says, will I get married? Thank you, princess. And how will be the person? From past, I know. Okay, this is interesting because this could be possible that you know this person already, Sabaha, because they're already bringing that energy in. The love is in reverse is that this bond is quite deep overall. And I feel like as soon as you know this person, you'll know that anything that other people say about them is completely not something that you'll take on. So it's a very strong connection. And with the reverse, it seems like they'll be very similar to you. There's a high compatibility there. I don't think that I see much about this person, so they might be very much the same personality as you, Sabahar. That's why I'm not seeing anything like that. Andy says, will I become financially independent this year? You will escape from wherever you're coming from, Andy. So this was interesting. You know how you said that you were in that stage right now? You're getting out of that quite soon. And the Knight of Swords, there's undirected energy for you. So you have a lot of energy, it's just not moving towards something. If that makes sense to you, Andy. There's just no like movement. There's a lot of energy there. So it might be just because the mental struggle that you'll be released and then you'll have this energy to move towards anything. And then general reading, any guidance. So yeah, there's a death cycle that you're holding on to that you need to remove. So with the death cycle, it's like changes, and so when you're holding on to something in the past, you need to let go of it so you can move on. And then there's this get up and go card. So it seems like you might need to resolve this one as well. This could be like an ex in your past too, because we see a lot of people holding on to an ex wanting to come back. So this could be someone in your past that you have kept on attaching to, and the cycle's repeated for you, but they're not there anymore. You're very welcome, Andy. I hope that helped you a lot more. Jacqueline says, "What is my ex the Aquarius reaction to new content that I added to my YouTube playlist?" Honestly, it was good, but they're slow to build up that connection with it. So it seems like they really enjoy it, Jacqueline, but they're slow to like get on that train. You're very welcome, Nix. Butterfly says, oh, okay, so it's Adati says Farun missed me. Sorry, Adati. Yes, they have missed you, but they also see a bigger picture. They think that they possibly were holding you back from what you wanted. So they kind of let you go because they thought that you could do much better than they could ever provide. So Butterfly says, how did you feel about my looks after the video call? Obviously very positive. Very positive. Yeah, definitely intrigued. The world in reverse means that you are part of that person's like personal bubble. So honestly, this person's got you in their bubble. Um so this would be people that you really care about that are in that bit underneath, especially with swords. Swords tend to keep people away, because they're very scared that they'll be shown to be vulnerable underneath all the armor that swords put on. You're very welcome. I hope you come alive every day. I would run out of voice. I would run out of voice. Aling says, will there be any forward movement that S is going to take towards me? No, I don't think so. I think this person has no way of communicating any forward momentum, and there's also no options. So this might be a little bit of a standstill right now for this person, because they don't want to ask you for advice and they don't want to ask you for help. So they kind of like put themselves in this situation and they don't know a way or option to bring in that forward momentum. Karen, I don't think so. Definitely if you see any messages that you've gone past, make sure. I think you're still on the list. I don't think I've gone past any of your questions yet. VC says, hi, is V feeling about me? Very good. Obviously, they definitely see you as part of the life that makes them happy. They reach for you every single day, almost. Like, mentally, maybe more than that. Adati, you're very welcome. Jane says, how will C feel next time he sees me? Well, obviously, you're working very hard on yourself. This person does really want to be with you. This could be like starting a house together, or starting a life together. This always feels like a moving card, Jane. Um, I don't know why. Like, this is prosperity abundance at home, so sometimes that's the case. It's okay. I'll yell your name when you're up. DT says, "What do my guides want to know in my relationship with Alexander?" There's flirting going on, but this guy is very scatterbrained. DT. So he's a little bit undirected, a little bit like, honestly, this sometimes feels like young guy energy. Like lots of moment, like energy, but just doesn't put it into anything particular to grow. So it might be like he's just more more enjoying the bachelor life a little bit too strongly, you know. Um, I think it's a case of him not letting me go. You can always sever contact with someone. Even if they're not letting you go energetically, you can sever that energy from yourself. S. Higgins says, "What's going to come out with the friendship with JSM?" There is a little bit of, I don't know whether, Higgins, you have started this relationship because you want something else from this person, or you aren't getting exactly what you want from this connection. Because there is this kind of card, reverse can be self deception, or a little bit of non truth in. So it could be that this person is not telling you the whole truth, or they are really, yeah, or you're kind of lying to yourself. There's also non options as well. So it might just naturally peter to a stop. But there's something there, and I don't know whether it's just that you guys were wanting something more or a deeper connection, and you guys aren't getting that right now. Joandel, I'd definitely grab a cup of tea because it might take me a while to get to your question. Because we are scrolling down. Tashi says, "Oh, yes, Karen, I got to you. Will I get true love, and will I get in my first relationship with Robin?" Yeah, I think that you'll realize that true love is always going to be messy. So I think love overall is chaos. It is chaos. It's not completely ordered. There's nothing that goes all right and goes on time. Your first relationship with Robin, yes, Tashu, it's going to happen. But yeah, like love is messy. Also, see the bigger picture as well. So instead of seeing the tiny details, work on the bigger picture as well. Uh, Dina says, "Will V take action towards me?" There is a little bit of frustration here. They might not be able to communicate what they wish, Dina. They might not feel like they have everything that they want from someone with you. So it's kind of a hard thing where you might have to listen to what this person wants or needs, because this could be hard for this person. You're very welcome, Tashu. So it could just be that you're not listening enough to this person to see what they really want. Because hard it's hard to hear, but everybody has to fulfill something that you want or need as a connection. And it doesn't need to be like money, it doesn't need to be that they show you around to all their friends. It's based on how we perceive love, or we get love from other people, and that's how we want our partners to be. or our friends to be. Apple says, "Hi, will me and my family enjoy living in the new home area that you got approved for?" Yes, so you'll definitely be happy. Applehead, there might be some really like frustration, Applehead, from other people, but you have to realize just keep your level cool. It's gonna only take them a couple of weeks until they kind of get over the grumps. But overall, Applehead, yeah, it's gonna be a good move. You just have to be patient for it. You found me! Yay! Does my 33-year-old daughter healing mentally, physically to become more stable adult? Will she every ever correct things stated to heal family relationships? It's interesting because your daughter has gone through a lot where she's actually um done this bit where she's kind of worked on herself. So she's actually thinking and self reflecting. She's actually getting really into like a path in life and she's going great. Like, honestly, you should be proud of her. Knight of Cups, there's also that she might regress into thinking about herself more than thinking about other people. So it could be hard for her to get out of her comfort zone to deal with other people's needs. So I don't think that she'll ever correct completely the things to heal the family relationships, but it's hard for people to deal with a lot of things that happened in the past. Um, Mostly because there's emotions on both sides. It doesn't matter who you're talking to, especially with family. The emotions on both sides because there's got to be that emotional attachment in the past. I had to deal with my mom back in Australia, and like I dealt with something, and honestly, it was hard because I'm now 33. I am exactly the same as Karen. But like my mom said something and I just did the normal like teenager thing and I went up the back paddock and I was like it was just so frustrating and I was like, "Mom, I can't do this anymore. We've got to talk about this cuz yeah, like this could have worked when I was 14. I don't want to do this anymore." Butterfly says, "Will my spouse and I both be financially stable in life?" I think that there's a thing that you've got to realize that you both might not be financially stable. You've got to kind of deal with this cycle where you want to be financially stable in life, butterfly. And this might be just because the way that the economy moves is that we'll go get into less and less stable jobs because we have to. That's a sign 33. Yeah, so it might be just that um she's possibly scared of dealing with the reaction. I don't shy away from um conflict because I know that's normal in a relationship. Okay, so when I get married with my love, Vishal, in the future, how much time will it take? It seems like it's almost ready, Payel. So I would say in next year, I would say from the cards. You have to realize that your other half is doing a lot of thinking about like um, what's going to happen with you two. And you're also going to start up a little tiny business. So this might mean that then they know that you're always going to be fine. They don't always have to worry about you. I don't either, I agree. It's hard because I think when you're arguing with your mother, it's forbidden, it's frowned on. And I think it's hard because there's kind of that bit where you're not supposed to argue against your parents, which overall they're human. It's like they should argue with me. I should argue with them. And then we should just sit there and go, that was stupid. Will I get the government banking job this year? Okay, so the idea is there, Smriti. So you already got this government job in your head and your ideas, but the approach is off or wrong, Smriti. So I think you need to reevaluate your approach for this government banking job. If you don't get it this year, you'll definitely get it next year. Sending you peace, joy, and love vibrations. Aw. I will send you some more psychic glitter. There you go. Sparkles. Lots of sparkles. Leo says my person's current feelings towards me after meeting. You're very strong, Leo. I definitely think that. So, I might have thought that you didn't want to like communicate to them or play with them. I think Leos can be extremely standoffish when they're kind of afraid of being disliked. They kind of get this kind of how would I explain it? Like flamboyant armor. Like you guys have this flamboyance around you. Like the two school cool for school. But this person does want to have a family with you, or would like to like could see a family with you. So don't run away, you know, like it doesn't take too long to make people go, hey, they would actually make good parents. So don't worry, don't panic, it's not that creepy. Nix says, is R serious about being in a relationship and seeing her as a lifetime partner? This is interesting because the cards are saying grow yourself first. I think that they're not really worried about whether this person will be like in this relationship. So it's hangman means that this person will naturally fall in. So I think that overall the lifetime partner is a thing. I feel like this person's very very serious about commitment overall. So it's like as soon as they're in a relationship, they make it work. Or they try to make it work. Okay, so I want to know which new opportunities are coming my way, so definitely don't miss that. Okay, Ptolemy, there's a lot of distractions coming up for you, which means that weirdly enough, these things come in as opportunities. Even if they're fun, even if they're how would I explain them? So sometimes things that are fun bring in the opportunities with them. You have to realize, Ptolemy, if you are not masculine, this could be a person that stops you having these opportunities because they're too scared that you'll get distracted and you will kind of not have this relationship with them that they've built up. She may respond poor false reports about family members to move them from their homes, portrayed that they lived there and it was hers. Oh wow. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, so she'll probably be not doing that in the future, but do realize that she's probably going to still be kind of selfish. Yeah, it's hard. Um, so Luna says, hello, can I ask for love Oh, these are beautiful, Luna. So you have the nine of no, five of pentacles. So this is the soul meeting another soul and just enjoying their company. So this is like perfect like it's like mental compatibility. Sorry, my nose is gone. It's got suddenly warm and my nose is responding. So yeah, and then celebration, joy, love, hope, celebration of spring, and also possible marriage there because Four of Wands can be a marriage card as well. Yeah, I can understand that, Karen. That's not good. Brooklyn says hello. When will Mark and I reconcile? So this person might not completely um be in the mood to reconcile at Brooklyn. It's because they might not think that you've put enough work in, but they're also dissatisfied in their life in general, Brooklyn. So I don't think this is about you. I think this is about everything else as well. Ravishing redhead. Will my ex Zoltan return to me anytime soon? No, unfortunately, this seems like you should give up and walk away from this because you're actually quite weak to this person. So they'll keep on stringing you along a ravishing redhead because they can. Jodel says, "Hi, ma'am. What is my person feeling about me? No contact." It's interestingly enough, they are spending a lot of their emotions on you, but they're also really not understanding emotional connection. So it seems like they're trying to work on contacting you, Jundal, or just like spending a lot, but they don't know how to like they know how, but they're too lazy to really put in the work of really coming back to you. You're very welcome, Luna. Okay, so we went past this. He skipped down again, sorry. Okay. So Mel, there's how does Gemini man B feel about Aries woman? There's interestingly enough, Gemini feels very judged about other people, and also Aries has to pursue Gemini man if she wants connection. So it's kind of a weird thing where this person probably feels like this person's not putting in the work. Gemini's are very strange critters, and this might be just at the moment like the face switching. So you're very welcome, Ravishing. Lila, you can leave your message down, but do realize it's going to be about 20 minutes. So go and grab yourself a cup of tea. Taurus said to his neighbor, I'm moving in. Sandy was my friend back in 2017. They introduced me to Taurus, cut her off in 2018. What's her thoughts, feeling, saying? So Karen, I think that she realized that it was a wise thing to do. She is still manifesting a relationship with you. So she doesn't want you to not be back in connection with her. It seems like a weird thing where honestly, she is manifesting this relationship back with you. You're very welcome. So sorry, and Leela, get yourselves a cup of tea because it might take a while. Maria says, "Hi, dear. What's coming towards me in love?" It's like your heart is healing, and you also have to be more emotionally responsive, Maria, to other people. But I think because you need to respond more, to other people that are coming out to you that they love you, Himaria, you also have to be looking after yourself because your heart is healing. So you might be not in a capacity to really take in someone's emotions or their love for you before you're actually healing. Butterfly is A serious about me? Does he consider me his future wife? There's no excitement about this considering, and it might be that this person is too present minded, so they aren't really considering a marriage. So this person, I don't think, is stuck in the future. So you have to be, depending on where you are in life, if you're presently minded, you're not thinking about the future. If you're not thinking about the future, you're not thinking about getting married. Ling says, "Why is S in and out? Is he testing his love for me, towards me?" Ling, he's just not putting the hard work. Like, his heart is healing, but he's also not really putting the work in. You're actually working harder than he is. So. Okay, so Karen, how long has it been that I've responded to you? Because I know that yours was only recently, so I want to know how long time I'm going to have to ask people for. So, Abdullah is my future spouse. This is interesting. This person's not excited about getting married. Amazing world, but it seems like they still want this connection to you. So they will get married to you. Amazing world. They just don't want to get married yet, you know? So it might take them a while to actually ask you. Amazing world. Andy says, how do I know who's the right guy for me? I've been chatting to a lot of guys, but I'm not sure. Sorry, that's a yawn again. Lots of guys for me. I'm chatting to a lot of guys. I'm unsure who to choose. Okay, so thank you for the advice. I suppose it's about boundaries and doing inner child work. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you need to probably deal with. Um, yeah, inner child work can be very important, guys. A lot of guys, there's like two that come to mind though. And one of them is very cold to you, very distant to you. Now, I don't think that that's a great thing. The other one's strong. So even though he is sometimes acts a little bit tough, Andy, I think this is the right choice because he actually tries. He's like a little bit of a sweetie on the inside, but yeah. So yeah, I think there's two that come to mind, and the one that's strong is the good one. The other one's just too much ice. SSK is M the real culprit or enemy in my life. I do not get good vibes from her. She only talks bad about me or does black magic on me. She's a mother-in-law sis. She influences my mother-in-law. There's a lot of people that won't be doing black magic, and usually I say to people, um, if you're doing black magic, you really have to protect yourself. That shit can be bad. I wouldn't say that there's a lot of people out there that would want to do it. And yeah, it sucks. Like honestly. But I would say that she's got that negative perception. It's interesting, SSK, you've got to realize her heart is healing. And that this cycle will finish. So even I wouldn't say that she's enemy. You just need to let her go. And really don't care what she's doing, because like when you go, oh yeah, Akuna Matata, you're not gonna really worry about it, and then like this person will disappear from your life because they don't get a reaction from you. There's nothing there. You're just going to be like, huh, okay, hello. So Ling, any love coming towards me? Okay, so there's a death card. So it might be that you're not working hard enough to find the love right now, but there's also a death card. So it might have been that you had this bit where you needed to let go of the cycle for you to bring yourself into alignment to work harder on finding connection. So it's sometimes hard because a lot of times people want something, they're just not in the right space, in the right time, and sometimes they're not even really searching where they need to search. So sometimes that's a hard thing. And I would definitely say, Ling, trying to date people, especially nowadays, is kind of scary. Can you give me a clue as who he is? The ice one doesn't talk very much to you. I think when he does, he's like very one sentence kind of things. You talk to him more. I think you talk to him more, and there's just one sentence. The strengths guy tends to talk a lot more to you, and he does have quite a lot to say. He's very interesting, but he also has a bit where he's trying to improve his strength. So it's true because I keep meeting bad ones. Don't fall for the photos, Ling. You don't fall for the photos, especially if they're too polished. No. Like someone said to me, "Oh yeah, do you use your cards to actually like date people?" And I was like, "No, I've never used my cards for dates." But that's because like I met my partner, and I don't know. Like I've probably did some tarot readings in the past about him, but overall, like Tatiana, Tassi, Tatiana says, "How does my Leo feel about me?" I'm Gemini. His heart is healing, but he's showing a lot of strength. So honestly, this person might really want to show you he's the guy for you. Almost that bit that like they stepped up and they really want to look after you. Like I'm here for you, you know. So a star sign. So what was he? Strengths. That's interesting. I'm feeling earth sign because it's when I think strength, I feel grounded. I feel connected to the earth. So he's an earth sign. So there's only 3 earth signs. So if that helps you, Andy. So you just said I won't die? No, you don't need to worry about that. It's the same as like um SSK's um person. Yeah, most people don't know how to do it properly, so and when it backfires on the practitioner, not you. Is Dee Dee interested in me for casual or long-term relationship? Or there's someone else I'm overlooking? Dee is interested in long-term relationship, and this is because the Two of Swords. So there is that usually I think of like the guy being choosing whether he wants to stay single or he wants to be in a relationship, but he's actually thinking about it, and it is the once. So honestly, this person's wanting to chase you. You're very welcome, Tatiana. Thank you. Cloud says, "How does Jay feel about me the first times we meet, like initially?" That's cute. Like, oh shit. I need to plan the next time I meet this person, and I need to work on myself more. So it seems like this person must have just been blown away by you and went, "Oh no, I have to step up." so So, Cloud, there you go. I promise my last. Look, you're always fine. Will I get my inheritance from my late uncle's estate? You might have to let go of your fear attachment with this. I think you will get your inheritance, but you have to realize that it might be less than you expect it to be. But that's okay. That's fine. Taurus's ex-spouse is moving back. Will she want to reconnect with him? Do they still have feelings for each other? No, they don't. It's probably more a practical relationship. Um, so they're probably just there, kind of. It feels like for the kid. So I feel like that's the case. The star in reverse, they're working on it like themselves. So I don't think there's any interest overall them just being friendly. John Doe, I thought that I saw your yes. So did you ask a different question? Yes. Okay. Susan says, "Why is he texting me? We've been separated for a long time." He just wanted to say hi. There's no chase. He's just like asked, like thought that he would just say hi. Haley says, "When will I get a new teaching job?" You have to plan this, Haley. Also, Queen of Cups. So honestly, just keep on getting out there and keep on working because you're perfect as a teacher. I think primary school. It's hard because I say it's like Australian, so with little children, not big ones, because the cups. You're a very caring person overall. You're very welcome, Andy. Come back anytime. I got it. Sadly, the person that who did the black magic on me passed away last year. That's okay, Andy. You know, you could just relax. It's just a hard thing because, like, if she did, then it probably backfired. Because I could say that there's nothing there at all. So, alright. Yeah, so I think just plan it, Haley, and you'll get another teaching job soon. Jenna says, why can't my ex forget me? He's in another relationship, says Dane. Honestly, he's addicted to why it went over. Like, it's why it was over. So Jenna, he hasn't got over that yet. He's kind of thinking about that in his mind. He's also thinks that you're like everything. So you might have been the person that got away, Jenna. That's it. Hey Haley, it's my sister. I said, Haley, hello. I have 3 younger sisters, by the way. So. Butterfly says, lastly, will my wish be fulfilled? Will I be able to clear my... Okay, so don't overdo it. Don't overstress. Drink lots of water. Also, yeah, just be in your comfort zone. Page of Wands. Realize that your anxiety, Butterfly, um, your anxiety is there, but realize that only good surprises around the corner for you. So it seems like you will clear your exams this year. Just don't become too obsessed by it and give yourself time to recharge and relax. Yeah, 3 younger sisters. And then I was like to someone the other day, I was like, yeah, when you're like the oldest of 3, you have to care for them. And so it's kind of a funny thing. Andy, I already did that one. Mariam says, I know my ex sent me a message with another account and I didn't reply. How does he feel about me at the moment? Sad or proud? Possibly sad that he didn't get in connection with you, but Mariam, he's also busy, so it was just like he moved on. But yeah. The whole idea was I would say to someone, I was like, oh yeah, if they got in trouble, it was me that got in trouble because they were not supposed to get in trouble. So what happened was I used to dob on them if they knew or tell on them, tattle on them. And so therefore I got in trouble by my sisters beating me to a pulp. Not my mom disciplining me. So, you know, it was just like hard. Yildiz says, what is this message to me as channeled messages? I think he's a bad situation. Honestly, this person is really not looking after themselves very well. I think it's wise for you to Yildiz to not intervene with this. It's probably wise to stay out of this because there's an addiction to like having a good life or having a good life without any work. So this person's never understood how to deal with it itself. Oh yeah. I'll tell you another story later, but I need to read. So honestly, there is a bit that I would definitely say that this person's not in a great place, but it's because they really haven't worked on dealing with their own problems. Himashi says, what does N feels for marrying me? Okay, so yeah, this person wants to marry you. You just need to kind of like make sure that they do it. Be in control of them marrying you. But Himashi, they do want to marry you. Lover says, hi, does T Bear come here just to make sure I'll still be around with him if he wants it? I think that, yeah, honestly, this person probably has done that in the past, Lover. I think this is down to what his friends would say about the situation because you've been like that for a very long time. So yeah, honestly, I don't think that this person's being very honest about how much they feel for that connection. Payout says, anybody had done bad magic or spells on you? Sorry, that was my neck. It went crack. Yes, I remember. Yeah, because you have this beautiful, like, caring energy, and your students honestly see that. So don't give up, Haley, because you have that kind of beautiful energy about you. You're just so caring. Payel, it's kind of hard because there is something around you that it's like maybe I would say if I was doing Reiki on you, it's like energetic parasite. So sometimes like when you are around someone that's got a certain amount of addictions or they're going not great in life, they have like energy parasites that feed on them, and sometimes that transfers to you. And I think the whole idea is that you can just like imagine white light and just surround yourself with white light. Also just take a shower, you know. But most of it's just down to possibly someone that you've been around lately, and the energetic attachments just attached to you, from them, you know. I love the teaching young kids. I wish I could get into school soon. I hope. I don't see it like that long. You just need to plan it. So I think that maybe you have friends that have like understand that they can get you closer to this job. So I don't think it's a bad spell or something. Madonna says, how does he see me as a girl? No contact. This person's let go of that control, Madonna. So this person's let go of you. Maybe they want you to actually contact them. And King of Swords in reverse, they're angry at something. They could be a naturally angry person overall. So this is the hardest part, is that if people don't deal with their anger very well, if they let it out, it becomes part of them, and they just normally have that. But that's the case. Um, yeah, it might be just that they wanted you to contact them and you haven't, so they're now angry about that, Mandana. You're very welcome. Yes, of course. Haley, you can ask another question. Is AA faithful in our relationship? Honestly, they are, but they're very critical and they're not putting the hard work in, DD, but other than that, they're very faithful. It might be that they're not seeing the outcome of their actions in this, so that's the case. So I don't know why. It's just like the room heats up because I have the light here. Maybe you can see shadow pictures. No, not really. Give up. But there's the light over there, so this doesn't fall like get cast pictures. But the room heats up because it is a very powerful light. So da 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 da. I scrolled down and it got me past the thing. Okay. I feel like it's a sign rise, like honestly, on the outside. If Jonah and I talk, what will he talk about? I think the whole idea he'll talk about like a lot of insecurities. Sure. I think this is what's held him back quite a lot. So I think this is the discussion of like he's been scared of people lately and that he has been scared of approaching you. So that's the case. How do we get personal readings? Like you mean off YouTube? So you can donate while I'm alive on YouTube. So there's PayPal link. Either that or there is I have a Ko-fi, so you can contact me through that. So Alila, will I make progress in Forex? Do you see money? It seems like this will be spending a lot and not seeing a lot of return, Leela. So it seems like you should walk away from this. Let me pull another one. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a self reflection. So it depends on what you're doing, because if you're doing day trading, I think that it's not a go. It might be that you need to trade slowly instead of fast, Leela, if that makes sense to you. You have a coffin? I have a coffin? No, I don't. A coffee. Coffee link. Oh, I'd be truly goth if I had a coffin. What? How gothic do I sound for my voice? Honestly, I would have to be like, "Hey guys, how you going?" Sorry to anybody that's goth in chat. I love you. Sorry, says any good news for me in June. I'd be great, Sandra. It might be a while. Go and grab yourself a cup of tea and come back. Is there any good news for me in June? Sorry. There is a call for you to be a little bit slower in June. And actually, there could be a thing that you chase later in June, but you have to realize that you've got to slow down the progression for you, sorry, to actually bring in this thing that you can then work on your energy with to chase this connection. Uh, yeah, so it's called Car Fi. So it should take a while for me to do that. This one. Oh, okay, so 15 minutes different. Thank you. Ma'am, can I get angel's advice for my love life with Jay? Okay, so honestly, there seems to be a little bit of a scaredness with this end goal. It might be that you guys are not talking about things in general. So this is hard. Um, because you might not be helping each other with their anxieties. You're just possibly making it worse or burying it underneath a lot. So it's kind of hard because you guys need to realize that you're both dealing with insecurities, and then you need to both be very honest about that. Um, there's a lot of options coming up for you guys in life, but realize that that's the case, that you need to deal with that, or um to be very honest about which ones you want to take, because that all of these things could be illusionary if you're not really being honest about which road you want to take. Taurus told me today he didn't want me to speak to her if I moved in together. What do you get about him saying that? I think that he doesn't want you talking about him. I think it's also that he thinks that you're going to be um in the same relationship with him in her in the past. So it's kind of a hard thing because he knows the connection that you guys had, and he doesn't want you to have that again because it might be a hard thing for you to get out of this time. Ling says there's a guy online text me from UK saying he wants to date me. Is he playing around with you? Yeah, I definitely say Ling that he's playing. Yeah, like there's a fear-based attachment to you, but I don't think that overall with the fool that it's going to be one of those things that he's actually honest. Okay, so give me a second. Jane says, "How does B feel about me?" Like, get up and go. Very vitalized, I think. Also, abundance and prosperity in the home. So, honestly, this person knows that you're a good catch, or a great person overall. Okay, so is my next novel the one that I get some success? It seems like writing novels can be quite emotionally draining for you, and you get very upset about if they don't do well. No distractions and sunlight. So, happiness and joy. So it might just be like redhead. Don't concentrate about the end. Just focus on rising, and there's going to be happiness and joy ravishing at the end. So realize that the happiness might be just the sake of completing it, having it out there, and having people really in love with your work. So it could just be that it won't be like the next uh big book. It just means that some people out there are going to really love it. Joandel says, I'm 28 years old right now. What age do you think I'm going to marry? Pretty soon, I feel. Based on the full card, so this is 0 in the deck. So it might take you a while to get around to Jondal, but I think that the cards are like sitting there going, don't worry, it's going to be quite soon. So yeah. The full card is that people are not serious. They're really in a state of being very happy and stuff. Ravishing, tell me what when you publish it to Kindle, please tell me. I want to buy a copy. And I'll try to read it. Every last bit. Though saying that I have to like read a friend's book before I read yours. But I will. Eliana says, is Jirwan going to respond to the text I sent him? I think so. It might take a while, Eliana, so don't worry. He might be just in a very good mood and forgot that he was going to respond to it. Yeah, just tell me. I'll promote your book. Who's coming towards me in love in the next 24 hours? Little Sack, unfortunately, no one's coming in for you in the next 24 hours, but that's fine, you know. Manny says love this week. Okay, so Empress in reverse, Nine of Swords. Your energy is not directed anywhere, Manny, and you're not actually bringing in your creative vibe. So it seems like you're not attracting anybody because your energy is so directionless. It's going everywhere, but it's not creating anything. It's not doing anything. Um, and I don't know. All the girls in chat, yeah, if you're seeing someone that's passionately doing something creative, isn't that a turn on for everybody in chat? Yes. Yes. Go back in time. About 5 seconds. Because I've just done yours, Eliana. So V is God. I have a business idea in my head, so I should know if I would. Oh my God. Let me read that again. So I would like to know if I should do it. Thank you. Okay, so there's hard work. There's a hard work involved. So honestly, you're working hard. There is addiction for you to let the universe dictate everything. And honestly, V's God, you can do this. You just need to realize that the universe is not going to help you. You're very addicted to letting things run their course, and you don't control them. You don't, and this is where some of these things fail for you. But if you just keep on persisting, you will actually win. You're very welcome, guys. Okay, so in a second, I'll tell you another story. What sign or message from the divine you have with me as career I in the direction I'm going must take to fill my purpose here? So honestly, I think you're not listening to yourself a lot, Andy. There's like parts of you that already know what you want and how you want to do it. There's also no distractions, so honestly, don't distract yourself away the direction. So the direction is forward, wherever that's going to take you is going to fulfill your purpose. You're also in a great place that you'll catch your career. So honestly, it's coming into you and you will take it. So it's interestingly enough, I think that most of your career is there's some things that you don't like and some things that you absolutely hate. There's some positive parts of your life and the career is the mostly the career. And you should focus on amplifying that when you're actually working. So you're very welcome, Elenia. So I will give the drink bottle a drink and then. Okay. So I'll close the list at 11. If you're here and you've already asked a question, don't worry. I will answer everybody's question before the list is closed. So when we actually get that and I've typed list is closed, don't run away. You will get your message, okay? So do you see other dollars coming in? I had a lot of money stolen by neighbors. Will I do good selling miscellaneous items this week at the community event? You might not get all your money straight away. There is like a compatibility issue there. It might be that you're not really thinking of like creating the money as much as you are wanting it. Does that make sense? Like sometimes it's hard because you say, I want money, but the way that you don't, it's hard. But you will do well selling these miscellaneous items. So I think this will start making you more open to the ability of you actually making more money. So I don't think that it's at the moment possibly something that's blocked in you, but I think after this week at this community event, you'll realize that you have a natural gift of selling. Okay, so when I was a kid, this one day that my mom had left me at home, and I was supposed to let my get my sisters to do their chores. Um, and they chased me to the my mom and dad's bathroom, and like honestly, they're trying to open the door. Um, and then my dad comes home one that day and goes, "Why is the door not working?" So he opens it up to find out, and I kid you not, I'm not lying. The rod inside this handle was this thick, honestly. And it had been twisted how many times around because my sisters would always chase me to the bathroom. And it was just like a thing. V is God, how long have you been tarot? Is it like a hobby or what to you? So honestly, I do readings. I do. This is not particularly my full time thing that I do. It's not a hobby for me. It's quite serious. But yeah, I've been doing this for more than 3 years now. So B says, may I have a general message? There's like the 4 cards there. The thing is for you to save at the moment, B. There's also a bit that you might not see every single option that's available to you. You might be spending a lot of your headspace right now. And there's also this feeling of sadness. Yeah, so it might be just time to realize that there's not really a lot coming in for you overall. And just realize that that's okay. We all get seasons, and you might be in a little bit of your winter season and realize that the snow is going to thaw and you're going to come out and everything's available for you if you do save that money. Players are good at writing fiction? They are, I guess. Thank you. And I do find that I enjoy it. I'm very satisfied and I love helping you guys. Yes, that's crazy. It's also that I really love this deck. This deck and I have been working for ages. So it's harder sometimes. If I switch to deck, it might feel like I've just started reading, but because this deck and I have been, you could see the wear and tear. This deck and I have been around for a while. It's kind of a hard thing. Will me and Mr. M meet with each other again sometime in the future? Manifest might not be possible. There seems to be a lot of like opportunities that are different from each other. So like the universe possibly can't bring you up in alignment together again. And it says like to save your emotions. So it seems like the universe is not ruling out the probability you might bump into each other. It just doesn't seem probable as well. B is God. Alien, I don't think I have missed you because yeah, relationship to everybody is strained. Oh no. Super high. Will I get a job in the next 5 months? Yes, you will. You need to focus on the present, not focus on the future. But you are going to get a job within those 5 months. So, I don't see you yet on the list. So, oh my god. It does skip down a little bit. Oh, Jesus. V says, I also have a feeling my ex is going to contact me this month. Is it true? Yes, it is true. V is God. You're very right. Leah says, hello, Cassandra. Hello. How long until me and my lover get back together? From her, not me. Oh, awesome. I think it's very soon because you guys are Leah. Like so like cute. So cute. Yeah. I think soon. Okay. Well, my ex and I get back together. We were friends for 17 years and engaged for 3 years. It seems like he's never left. Hey. This would be a very interesting relationship. So he's still like thinking about you. And it's almost like he's still got the energy with you. He's very much directing the energy towards you. I'd say this is very soon. Um, he probably wants it sooner than you do, Haley. This is interesting because you had cups before, but the way that he's perceiving you is Queen of Swords. So it's weird because you then become very intelligent, you come very charismatic, you come very leadership quality around him. But when you're dealing with your kids, your cups, you're just like this mother spirit, and around him it's like, you will do this or else. So yes. uh so Andy says, will I marry him? It's definitely flirtation. Also, a mental struggle is over. So I think this is very probable that you guys will get married or, yeah, engaged. Because the flirtation, the mental, like getting out of your space mentally, and also dealing with yourself, doing a little bit of self reflection, I would definitely say that that's the case. If I be for BTS. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was funny because like with the kids, just so caring, so lovely, so nurturing, and then you're very demanding. But I like that because for me I'm Queen of Swords, so it's kind of funny. KSM says, do you see a move and will be positive long term? I do see you moving. I think you have to choose specifically where you want to go. But yeah, overall, like there's a lot of ideas, so it seems like you just need to case them, be very specific about what you want and how you're moving. Okay, Sandra says, I'm not gonna pull any cards for that. KSM. I don't have a coffin. Not yet, anyway. I really don't want one. Will my daughters do well in football? Says Sandra. Yes, she will. um, please God, that's massive stress. If people actually believe that, huh? Okay. God is in all of us, darlings. Yeah, that's true. I need to have a sign on whether not to change careers or directions, please. Okay, so it seems interesting. This is not up to you, Andy. The universe is like, trust me. Have faith in me. And I'll take you where you need to go. So it might be just to deal with that overall. Yeah. just have faith. Cloud says, does Jay want to rush in to start things? No, I don't think that he wants to rush in to start things, actually. He's very comfortable doing his own thing and being his own person. So, Cloud, just take time. Yeah, this is not going to be something that's on the list to rush things. well, yeah, yeah. Like, think about that. Like, oh yes, I want to try that out for size. Cedra says, "What does my ex-lover's granddad that sadly passed away want? I feel about the problem that occurred between me and my ex-lover, and does he see me or her getting back together? Thank you. Sandra, it was heartbreaking because your granddad, like your ex's granddad really loved you. Um, so I think that he just accepted that you might not be together again, but he does miss you, you know. So that's the interesting thing. I definitely say, like, if you do have time um to talk to him, even if like he won't respond, um yeah, he'd like to tell, like, towards like you to talk about what you're doing, how you're doing it, you know. He's there to listen if you want to talk to him. Some people don't want to talk to people that have passed over, but I talk to my granddad all the time. Any indication I will get a job or start generating income after losing my job, please? This is interesting because you might need your sister to come and help you, Andy. So you probably need to ask Haley to help, because this seems like you can start your own business, Andy. So that's the case. Yes, so our put list is closed. I will do up to the last questions, but did I actually put that? Libra? So yes, I would definitely say you should ask Kaylee. Ask you for the love advice from tarot readers on a daily basis. Exactly. um. So this is interesting. Any news or messages? Sandra says for Leah, my daughter, in June. There's a person coming in for them. So either they're in a relationship right now, or this person's coming in for them. This could be because you said, will your daughter do well? This might be not like a romantic relationship. This might be a friend. So King of Swords in reverse, a very, very cute friend. So Chariot, you are not moving. There's a very stability. So it seems like, other than this friend or person coming in for them, definitely going to be really cute. You are the last one, you know? You just snuck in there. Jane says, "Oh, will I be happy with what I ordered online from H?" Yes, for sure, Jane. I I don't know what it is, but it's definitely sexy. Alien, I did not see your message yet. If I've gone past any of the ones that you remember, then definitely put your question down and I'll do it straight away. Did anyone remember where the alien is? Do I have psychic gifts to help others? Thank you. You're very intuitive. It's like very highly empathic. I think that's what I would say, is you're probably more sensitive. And I think that this is interesting because you can see the ebb and flow with other people and dealing with their frustrations, angers. So it might be that you're not completely psychic, but because you are highly sensitive, it means that you can tap into other people's energies, which I would definitely say is psychic. KSM words. The list is closed tonight. Haley will help you. Oh yes, Alien. See, there you go. I knew I wasn't up to you, Alien. How does Gabby feel about you? A lot. Like honestly, ideas, imagination, and the ability to catch you. So yeah, um, like imagination's great in a relationship, guys, because when we imagine ourselves with other people, we create that reality to for ourselves, and this like catching. So honestly, Gabby doesn't want you to ever go away. Didn't know you closed the list. It's okay, KSM. You can stay on if you want. So obviously, Thalian, they're doing very well. My question: people come to me for help and say their thanks, but am I doing enough? I think you have to realize that people are naturally going to keep doing sometimes emo, the things that they got in trouble for. You know, we can go through the same cycle of what we've got done before. So sometimes you cannot help people. And I think the fear for you is there's fear in the past that you haven't done enough to help because you've seen these people possibly again doing the same thing again, and you're a little bit confused because that's you're trying to help them and they're still in the same situation. You are very quick to bring people into your own world um without giving them the boundaries between you and them. And I think the hardest part is that you can't do anything without them kind of realizing that they're going through the same cycle. I do this all the time as someone that reads cards for people. Is I wonder if I do actually change people's future, because sometimes we can sit there and go, hey, the cards have said that you can get what you want, but you need to do. And sometimes it's hard because we tend to be so passively minded. So it's hard because you bring people in, you care so much about them. You bring them underneath your armor and into your personal life. And sometimes you need to give that boundary and realize that they're not your problem. Sometimes I've had to realize that I'm not responsible for anybody. They're responsible for themselves. If they're over the age of 18, they're responsible for themselves, people. Yes, yes. Good. I would not want you to leave before I answer that. When will I get married? When will my ex and I get back together? I think that honestly you might not get married um to the person that you possibly get together with. It might be that you guys just, how would I explain it? You might get married, but it might not be important. You might go and get married in a like church, like a small ceremony, like very, very small. So I don't think overall this might be like important to you in the future. But the hangman says, like, honestly, this possibly will happen because your ex and you are going to naturally, you're scared of this happening again where you both become get together. But I think this will naturally happen and you guys will be back together. So overall, I think that you guys will have a family and you might get married on the same year that you had the family. So I think that that would probably be in the next like 1 or 2 years for you. I will. Thank you, Ling. I struggle to set boundaries. I have a friend that helped me and made me realize I could say no and get out of the situation. It's also that you care. Thank you. I'm a lawyer, and you're right. I don't like the corruption and the system being so fair. Andy, it's hard because I've done jury duty before. I've been in court before. And I'm glad that we have people that argue a case. It doesn't matter whether it's for the defense or the prosecution, and that we have people that dedicate their time as jury. I think like I when I was a kid, I'd always think that the easiest and fairest way to do it was like a Judge Dredd style, and I'm glad that we aren't in that future. But yes, thank you for your hard work. It's hard because that's hard. Yeah. So okay, give me a second because it like did this. What do you gift as my gifts? Will I be able to my dollars are from hobby, and what hobby? Okay, so it's interesting because you have a very KSM, you have a very bad kind of like self-talk. Like you're really doing yourself disservice. I think that your dollars will make you like move. Like this will create something that you can physically um do. Like you'll be creating movement. The Ace of Wands, there is this kind of bit where you have to reevaluate how you're approaching this. So it seems like it might be intangible. So you'll be creating work for other people. So something like copywriting or something that is a service more than a product. So I think KSM, you're very practically minded, and this is probably why you've been struggling so long. Because when you think of hobby, you don't think of something that you're very good at that's more of a service related. Like someone was talking about that they were earning like $500,000 through Fiverr just writing articles for people. And they're just employed. They just write so fast that and they write so fast that they can't listen to music because if they listen to music while they're writing, they'll write out the lyrics. So Sophia's got what was the hardest part of learning tarot? Well, it's the hardest part about everything. So honestly, with tarot, is remembering what the card actually resembles. Now, obviously, depending on what card deck you have, some of the meanings of the cards might be slightly different for years gone. So let's say I take this one and I show you this one. Dark hair, light hair, no hair. I think I saw dark, but yeah. So this one's a completely different one. So depending on how I feel, um, then it can be something that I have to deal with. There's a different disconnect between you and your cards when you start off, and this is a brand shiny new deck, so it's going to be hard for me to feel this connect. It's beautiful, isn't it? but it's kind of a hard thing. It's also like one of those things. There's obviously the written thing up there, so if you're a little bit confused with this deck, it does tell you. But this is also what you see as a reader. So depending on how long you've worked with a deck, it's how you communicate with your deck as well. If that helps you, Big Scott. So yes, so depending on, it's memorizing 78 cards, and then also you have to keep on learning it. So sometimes people sit there and go, well, what's the zodiac sign? And I've got to think of how the attachment comes in, whether it's wands or air or something like that. Yeah, so honestly, you have a gift there. And that's good. Definitely stay with the cut. Okay. Okay. Stay with the deck you're comfortable with. It's hard because like you have to always have that. Okay, Sam, yes. Yes. I think that is hard because I don't think it's completely a new car. There's some workaround, but you'll be happy with that. Um, like superficial damage, like um my dad used to say, if you want a brand new car but it's not it's going to be like cheaper, buy yourself one that's got hailstone damage, because you can always get out the dents. So sign like, so air signs are Taurus. Yeah, so it's kind of weird because that person's grounded. Okay, so anybody's questions left? Oh yes, Libra. Libra. So yeah, honestly, I was thinking if you guys want me to do like a class in tarot reading, excuse me, we might do that in the future. I have to like set up a Discord. That would be fun. If I meet with Ray this Friday, it might be that you do, but it won't be for very long. And Libra, it might be not enough for you, but that's okay to say, oh, it's like short, but I really enjoyed being with you, instead of feeling very upset that it wasn't long enough. So so Andy, I think it's dark hair. Thailand question. Did I do your Thailand question? Okay, I don't think that I saw a Thailand question. Anybody else? Thank you so much for being here. And unfortunately, we're finished for tonight. And I will see you. Chainmay. Uh, does his name start with the letter D? I don't know. let me ask the cards. No D. Unfortunately. And we will be finished tonight. I'll be back on Monday or Tuesday. Chainmate, we're finished. We're finished. I'll see you on Monday or Tuesday. Oh, wrong one. It can't. What you need to do, subscribe, guys that are not subscribed, turn the notification bell on, and you'll be back with me next time. So Mondays, Tuesdays, 7 p.m. GMT. I will see you then. Have a great night, everybody. Chaymay, I'm sorry that I just missed you. Edna as well. Bye bye, guys.